Winston Churchill was known not only as a remarkable leader during one of the most difficult times in modern history, but also as a master strategist in influencing others. His genius wasn't just in military or political tactics, it was in how he communicated, responded, and carried himself. Churchill understood people deeply and knew how to plant ideas, control narratives, and even silence critics, often with humor. Today, let's walk through some of the timeless strategies Churchill used, strategies we can still apply in our lives today to influence others, protect our boundaries, and lead with confidence. When Churchill wanted to persuade someone, he didn't force ideas on them. Instead, he presented himself as selfless and willing to take responsibility not just for his own mistakes, but also for the faults of others. This created a sense of trust and admiration. He knew people respond better to someone they see as reliable rather than pushy. Instead of imposing his views, he made people feel like they were part of the solution. The brilliance of this technique is that it leads people to believe the ideas they follow are their own, making them more committed to them. However, if anyone caught on to Churchill's subtle methods, he didn't panic or lash out. He responded with charm and humor to disarm them. One of the most famous examples is his encounter with Lady Astor, who was known to dislike him. During one exchange, she told him, "If you were my husband, I'd poison your drink." Without missing a beat, Churchill responded, "And if I were your husband, I'd drink it." Through humor, Churchill made a point without escalating the situation, showing that he could both defend himself and keep the mood light. One of his key strategies was identifying weaknesses, both in his allies and enemies. Churchill often befriended people to discover their vulnerabilities. Once he knew where their weak points were, he could subtly use them to his advantage. This wasn't limited to his opponents. Churchill was also aware of his own weaknesses. Knowing his own flaws gave him an edge because he made sure no one could use them against him. He famously said, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer." During World War II, despite his personal dislike for communism, Churchill maintained a working relationship with Joseph Stalin. The two men had vastly different ideologies, but Churchill saw the necessity of staying close to his rival in order to monitor him. It was all about the bigger picture, putting personal feelings aside to serve his country's interests. Churchill also knew when to stay silent. One of his personal philosophies was, "Never approach a cow from the front, a horse from behind, or a fool from any side." He understood that engaging with foolish or stubborn people would only waste his time. He believed that silence could be more powerful than words. Choosing when to speak and when to stay silent allowed him to control situations and confuse opponents. As he once said, "Swallowing your words never gives you indigestion." This idea, knowing when to hold back, can be just as important in our lives today. Sometimes, silence leaves a stronger impression than speaking ever could. In politics, Churchill didn't believe in permanent friendships or enemies. His philosophy was simple. In politics, there are no friends or enemies, only interests. He knew that relationships should serve a purpose, and personal attachments shouldn't interfere with political decisions. By maintaining this clear boundary, Churchill ensured that no one could manipulate him emotionally. This kind of detachment gave him the authority to lead with confidence, unaffected by personal biases. Churchill was also a firm believer in the power of secrecy. He warned against sharing too much with others, even with close allies. "People are great at keeping secrets, as long as they don't know them," he once said. His point was clear. Once someone knows your secrets, they have power over you. It's a lesson we can all apply. Trusting the wrong person with sensitive information can be dangerous. As Benjamin Franklin wisely put it, 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Even today, we must be careful about what we share because trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. Churchill understood that a sense of mystery is a powerful tool. He believed in not revealing everything, maintaining an air of intrigue that made people curious about him. This concept is still used by public figures and celebrities who know that not answering every question keeps them relevant and in demand. Churchill would say, "Never test the depth of water with both feet." The idea is simple. Don't reveal everything about yourself all at once. Keeping some things hidden gives you an advantage, because people respect those they cannot fully figure out. One of Churchill's core beliefs was that true character is revealed in times of crisis. During World War II, even though the situation was dire, Churchill presented himself as unshakable. He projected strength and resilience, even when the odds were against him. This earned him the respect of both his allies and the public. His confidence was contagious. It gave people hope and motivated them to keep going, even when things seemed hopeless. Churchill believed that leadership wasn't about perfection, but about showing courage and determination, especially when everything else was falling apart. Churchill was also aware that humor, when used wisely, could be a powerful leadership tool. But humor wasn't just for entertainment. It was a strategic way to lighten tense situations and maintain control. Churchill often used humor to deflect criticism and prevent conflict from escalating. Even during difficult moments, his witty remarks reminded people that staying calm and composed was essential. Another important lesson from Churchill is the power of not revealing your every move. He knew that oversharing could backfire. When people know all your plans and vulnerabilities, they can exploit them. Churchill made sure that even those closest to him didn't know everything he was thinking or planning. This gave him an edge, as his unpredictability kept both friends and enemies on their toes. His philosophy about trust was straightforward. Don't reveal all your cards. Even today, we see public figures and leaders applying this principle by carefully controlling the information they share. In a world where trust can be shattered in an instant, maintaining some level of privacy is not only wise but essential. Churchill's ability to remain calm under pressure and maintain his composure was one of the reasons he became such a respected leader. He knew that panicking in public would not only damage his reputation, but also demoralize those looking to him for guidance. Churchill's life is proof that strength isn't about never feeling fear, it's about not letting fear show. In the end, Churchill's lessons are timeless. Whether in politics, business, or personal life, his strategies teach us that influence is about patience, precision, and knowing when to act. The ability to balance humor, silence, and boundaries is what made Churchill a remarkable leader, and these same principles can help us lead and influence others in our own lives. Thank you for joining us today on WisdomLand. If you found these lessons valuable, please share this video with your friends, leave a like, and drop a comment below. Your support helps us continue sharing wisdom and insights with the world. Stay wise, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.